What's going on, everyone? You're probably wondering why I'm standing in my office in gloves and a hat. Because they look kind of stupid, but hear me out. This month, it's all about taking care of your stuff. Now, by taking care of your stuff, that can mean a lot of different things. For some people, in summertime, it's maintaining your rods and your reels and kind of going through that annual or maybe semi-annual maintenance you need to go through to make sure all your gear is in working order. Maybe it's reorganizing your baits, getting yourself set up in your off season, maybe because you have like non-bass fishing season time of year and you're just trying to get ready for the next season. I have snow on the ground. I'm in Michigan, so it's like 30 degrees on a daily basis. It's really cold at night. Obviously, we're getting freezing temperatures at night, and that means a whole different set of maintenance. I'm also a kayak fisherman almost exclusively. Yes, we do some bank beating, but I don't do any boat fishing, so I don't have the opportunity to just like go pay and have my boat winterized or anything like that. So for me, it's about taking care of my kayak, which is my primary fishing vessel, and making sure that I'm protecting my investment in addition to some all that other stuff. So today I'm going to walk you through how I break down my kayak as we go into winter, when I know I'm going to be ice fishing for maybe 3-4 months before April rolls around and we're getting back into open water season. Now, before I get into some of the details, I want to say thank you for stopping by the channel. Thanks for checking out this video. Again, Paul from Burley Fishing here. You can go check us out at Burley Fishing on Instagram, YouTube, wherever. We also have the Aggressively Average Angler podcast, which goes live every single week on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and you can check us out there as well. So please, hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell so you can see when we post the next video, and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, do all that stuff. We appreciate all the interaction. So I'm gonna go out in the garage, which is very cold, which is why I have the hat, the gloves, and the old vest here. But we're gonna break all this stuff down and walk you through all the different steps. But again, a lot of this stuff is going to be like the extreme. And I'll kind of show you what you should do, what you have to do, what you should do, and then maybe what you could do if you really wanted to like protect your investment. But again, that is like the theme of the whole month. It's like protect your stuff. So I'm gonna show you how to protect all of your kayak fishing stuff today. So let's go in the garage and let's get started. Oh, I just smoked my dog in the face. Sorry, dog. I will freeze. I'm gonna get my boots. All right, let's get you guys set up first. Okay, we're outside. All right, step one, clear out as much space as you need. You gotta be able to get around the entire kayak. Also have your tools ready. I think the minimum you're gonna want is a hex head set of wrenches, standard Phillips flathead screwdriver sets. So yeah, get all your tools ready. Get yourself a nice open space where you can work around your boat. And I don't know why my light's turning off. All right, and apparently we're not gonna have any extra lights here today, so that's kind of annoying. However, I have this thing on a cart, and I'll show you why the cart's important right meow. So how easy, oh my God, I gotta put you in the face. So how easy was that? Super smooth. Got the kayak out. The kayak weighs around 250 pounds, completely loaded down. By the time you get the big old Dakota battery in there and you get all the other stuff, it's super weighed down. So the cart is super nice. The other thing about the cart that's super great is there are, you can't see it. Let me see if I can show you guys these. Right here, you can see that all the weight of the boat is actually supported by these two giant PVC pipes. That means that this boat is supported to the exact specifications as the manufacturer intended. Now that's really, really important if you're gonna store this for a long period of time, like anything more than a week, in my opinion. For sure for a couple of months, in my case, all the way through April. I'm gonna have this thing, well, all the way through March, I'm gonna have this stored. So you want to store it as best as possible. Now, a lot of manufacturers, they're basically two main recommendations. One is that it's supported somewhere in the hull in a very specific way. Mine has like 3 like pontoons almost on the bottom, and you want 2 rounded PVCs in between those 3 pontoon type structures underneath the boat. That's how Hobie has manufactured this boat, and that's what they say, that's the best way to store it, the safest way without warping your boat. The other way is to flip it upside down and have it resting on the gunnels, these rails right here. Now, every other boat's gonna be slightly different. What a lot of people tend to do is take 2 sawhorses, flip the boat over, and do like what you would do with the canoe and rest it on top. That's probably a very good way to do it for almost any kind of canoe or kayak. You're gonna be really safe if you're resting it on the gunnels. That's the structurally strongest part of the boat and then takes a lot of the weight off the hull, and as long as you space them out like 1/3, 1/3 on either side, and you don't do it too close in the middle and too far on the ends, you're not putting any undue pressure on the outsides or the insides of the boat, again, causing strain where it shouldn't be, especially in cold weather. And so that means that my boat can actually stay on this cart for the entire season, which is great. It means I don't have to take it somewhere. It means I don't have to put it outside. Another thing with plastic boats is keeping them out of the sunlight as much as possible is kind of a good thing. Sunlight will break down that plastic over time, and it will for sure leach a lot of the color out of your boat. Something to think about as well. All right, so now we have our boat out in working space. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all of the rods and reels out. So let's go do that. All right, rods and reels are out of the boat. Now, when I do this, I'm actually gonna take all of mine indoors. I probably have maybe 24 rods that are gonna go inside, either in my office where I do a lot of filming or in my basement. And that's because I'm also gonna clip off the lures, I'm gonna reel in all the slack, or just take the line off entirely if I plan on respooling it, or switching up my combos later this season. Plus, I have to maintain all those lures. Fishing Alone started an awesome video on like quickly and efficiently cleaning your reels. And I'm probably gonna be watching that video and taking some advice from him as I go ahead and try and do the same thing myself for this season. So reel maintenance and all that stuff, and then just protecting your rods. I think the minimum is just like get the rods out of the boat, put them somewhere where they're not gonna get messed with for the season, and then take the line off and at least cut your lure off so there's no tension on your bait casters. Again, just protecting your investment, but we're trying to protect your stuff, protecting your money, so you don't have to go ahead and buy a whole bunch of stuff that you don't really need because you were just lazy. So that's what we're trying to do today. Next step is we are going to get all of the accessories out of the boat. Now this is like all the stuff, so I'm not taking anything off the boat quite yet. I'm just getting all the stuff out. This is probably the most annoying chore that you're going to do, maybe second most annoying chore that you're gonna do when you're getting ready for winter. Yo, check this thing out. This is a Busby Quick Cube. This is the medium size. I think I have at least 12 big swim baits in here. That's gonna get a review in another video on the Burley channel because this is a freaking clutch idea. I love this thing. Here's another thing that's gonna get a review on the Burley channel. This is actually a food service tub, like what a busboy would use to bus person would use to do like dishes and all that to clear them off a table, and then take them to maybe even wash the dishes inside of it. But look at that, it's like a hard plastic, but look how many freaking bags of plastics I got in there. There's at least 100 bags of plastics in here with room to spare. How freaking awesome is that? And it fits the exact dimensions of my seat. Gonna review that bad boy for sure. Here's another thing that's super annoying but very necessary. You gotta clean out your bait graveyard. These are all the baits that have been in my kayak that have been just like discarded over time, and I was too lazy to clean out. So now my past actions have caught up with me, and now I can take care of this. Great. All right, the other thing I did is I took out my drive. I mentioned that because this is a pedal drive kayak, not a paddle kayak. So the pedal drive is one of the most important components of the whole boat. Obviously without that drive, you're not going anywhere, or you're doing a lot of paddling that you do not want to do. And again, the reason I mention this is because I am actually going to clean that out. So the whole boat is going to get cleaned. That's one of the steps you're going to see in a little bit here. However, cleaning the drive is something that you should do every single season, at least once a season. The other thing, while you're cleaning the drive, not only does that help maintain the quality of your drive, but it prevents breakages or helps you spot where you may have a critical issue that's developing that you can fix or get ahead of before it breaks on the water. I can't tell you how many times I've had people say, oh yeah, I broke my drive, and I have like one little emergency paddle and I wasn't able to, get out, or I had to call a buddy, or I had to, wait till I drifted somewhere and then walk to shore, or had to swim out, or whatever it happens to be. You have a problem on your hands because you didn't maintain your drive, you didn't take care of your stuff, again, purpose of the show here today, and you had a problem on the water that caused a real problem for you, or at least potentially put you in harm's way. If you were in the river and lost your pedal drive, you could be in serious danger, especially if you don't have a full-on paddle on your boat. Like this one's very difficult to paddle. It's 14 foot, 38 inch wide, 250 pound kayak. It's even with a quality paddle, it's kind of a beast. You're not gonna have a lot of fun. So doing annual maintenance at least once a year on your pedal drive, I think is absolutely critical. So that's why I mentioned that here. Next step, I'm gonna take out all the electronics. I'm gonna basically remove anything that I can remove. If there's no reason for it to be out in the elements in my garage in the cold, I just don't want it to be there. This again is a little bit overkill. I'm sure it would be fine outside, but at a minimum, take your battery, take it indoors, get it up off the ground, put a battery tender on it, and then just make sure that you're taking good care of your electronics until the next season. Again, that's a major investment that you're gonna wanna protect. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove anything that has tension on it. Now, what do I mean by anything with tension? Any bungee cords, any anchor lines, anything that's like tightened down, I'm either gonna loosen it or I'm gonna take it off entirely and take it indoors. Again, taking it indoors maybe is overkill, but certainly undoing any bungee cords, anchor lines, or in this case, there are pulls. I'll show you what I mean. There are pull tabs right here, like these strings that are holding tension on things like the rudder, the transducer mount, all that sort of stuff. So anything that's under tension, take it off tension or take it off the boat entirely. Another thing I recommend is I use an anchor wizard. It's on the back of the boat right here. That's this thing. That's this right here. It's basically just a winch that raises and lowers my drag chain or my anchor, whatever I happen to have on the back of the boat for the day. I usually cut off 10-15 feet of that line because it's gotten a lot of abrasion throughout the season. Cut off a bunch of that line, maybe 10, maybe 20 feet, depending on how often you use it and how the line looks to you. And then I just tie a new knot at the beginning of next season. Again, that's just maintenance so that you can prevent yourself from having a proper problem later on next season when you go to drop that anchor line. You'd hate to have it break off and then either not have an anchor for the day or just lose an anchor. Not fun. So that's a good tip. Now there's two more things I'm gonna do before I go ahead and put this bad boy away for the winter. Well, actually there's three. One, I'm going to go through and see if there are any loose components or any accessories that I have that have had some kind of mechanical or quality issues. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of those right now. So the things I typically check, my wheels in the back, they are made by, who makes those? Oh yeah, Boondocks. My Boondocks landing gear, that's the set of wheels that's in the back. Those tend to come loose at least once a season. So I go through and I tighten all those down. I've actually already checked those. They're not loose, which is great because last year I glued them down. So not that I fully recommend doing that, but definitely check to see if they're tight. The next thing I do with those wheels actually is I put some machine grease just to make them easier to get in and out. So where they actually slide in, I put a little grease in there. I won't do that till next season, but that's something you could do now as well. And then just general maintenance on other stuff. So I check my anchor wizard, all that sort of thing. Anything that needs to be tightened, lubricated, sealed, what have you, just go do a nice walk through the boat. The next thing I do is I open all the ports and I go and look for any water that's inside the kayak, and I'll just mop it up with a towel. I'm very fortunate, I have none in my boat, but that's not everybody. It's definitely worth a quick walkthrough. The last thing that I'm going to do is clean my kayak, but I'm not gonna do that this year. I'm gonna leave it dirty all season, mostly because it's too cold and I was lazy. Not ideal. Usually I would give it a full wipe down, but I'm just gonna wait until April and power wash it. I love to power wash the boat. I really feel like I'm getting all the muck and the grime out from under all the little crevices and all the places that, I probably wouldn't get if I was wiping down by hand. I can also get that like rash, this little like brown gunk off the side. I get that completely off. And then it takes a bunch of these stickers that like are peeling off. I just blow them right off, no big deal. Super great way to do it. So let's do a quick review inside the office and then I'll do a quick filming of the boat. So this is what this kayak is gonna look like, completely broken down. As you can see, no water on the inside, bone dry. We've got all the accessories removed. I didn't remove this because I just didn't want it hanging on the cords. So I'm gonna think that that's okay. I could take this out, but I don't have help, so I'm gonna do that later. But everything else completely removed. Nothing in there but some cords, which I probably should zip tie together. Anchor Wizard. Anchor Wizard is removed. Everything, again, this line is slack. I went ahead and just took my pocket knife and cut that line off the back there, so no tension on that. All of these cables need to be removed from tension, so you can see they're nice and loose. They're just resting down there at the bottom of the boat. Got the seat out, got the drive out. Again, I'm gonna power wash, get all that out of there. No water in the back, everything looking clean. Gonna leave that open just to air it out. I think we got some cable back here. Yep, there's one, it's going down. Everything else is slack. So that boat is totally empty and ready to be washed next season. There's all your rods. And then here's all the stuff. So that's everything that's in the boat. So when I say there's like another 100 pounds of crap in the boat, there's easily 100 pounds worth of stuff in the boat. Let's go inside. Step over 100 pounds of crap. All right, so that's it. That's what you do. You take everything out of your boat. All of your rods, reels, accessories, all your lures, all that stuff comes out of the boat. Let's see if the light works now. Hold on. Staying on. Oh, so that light doesn't work in the cold. All right, so yeah, you're gonna take all the stuff out of your boat, your lures, all that stuff's coming out, and then you're gonna put it somewhere inside. Anything that has tension on the boat, so any anchors, any stretchy, anything, right? Anything that's got tension on it, go ahead and take the tension off of whatever that is, and then take all those accessories and stuff and put them inside, or again, just take tension off so that you're not in the cold with tension. Over time, that is going to break down whatever it is that you've got. All the electronics, take them inside. Take care of your battery for your electronics. Take care of your head unit. You paid for it. Take care of it. Go and inspect your boat. That includes the drive, the pedal drive. If you have a pedal drive, that includes, you know, anything on your boat, anything you've installed, anything that's been, you know, has particular wear and tear, like the very front, the very back, the very middle sections of the bottom of your boat. Go take a peek at those. If you need to do some repairs, some sanding, some epoxy, go do that now. And then clean your boat out. Just clean it out. It's nice to have a clean boat. Take care of your stuff. That's the whole point here. Again, all this stuff is optional. You could just leave your boat the way it is, and I'm sure you would be fine for a certain period of time, but eventually you're going to have some problems, and if you don't do some basic maintenance, you'll be kicking yourself later because you may have gotten another year or a decade out of your boat or your accessories or whatever it happens to be, and you could save yourself from getting stranded out on the water because you were lazy. That's all there is to it. Take care of your stuff. So, that's what I've got for you today. Hopefully that was helpful for you, gave you something to think about as you're going ahead and getting ready for your winter prep. Or if you're down south and you're like, look, I'm bored. I want to just take care of my stuff. I'm going to putter around the house. What am I going to do today? Here, gave you something to do. You're welcome. Hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully you have an awesome day. Again, don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, ring the notification bell so you can see when we post the next video. Join the Monster Bass team live. I don't remember what days they go live, but I know they have their live podcast. And you can join us over at Burley Fishing on our live show, The Aggressively Average Angler, or check us out on YouTube as well. Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate you. I hope you have an awesome day, night, evening, weekend, weekday, work day, Christmas, whatever. Enjoy it.